Got a treat for you today. It's a little card trick. I'm going to teach you how to do this card trick. It's a super cool one. This is what it looks like. Check it out. A little while ago, I was doing some card magic, and I always like to have the deck cards shuffled when I do tricks. So I gave it out to someone to shuffle, and he took the deck and he started shuffling it. And then he looked at me. He got this smirk on his face, and he starts flipping the cards face up and face down, and he goes through the whole deck and just messes them all up so they're all facing every which way, and it's just brutal. He gives the deck back to me. He's like, "Okay, do a trick now." And I get the deck back, and it's like some cards are face up, other ones are face down, some are back to back, face to face. They're all over the place, right? It was just a disaster. He's like, "Okay, do a trick." It's like, all right. See what I can do? Just a snap, and every card righted itself in that instant. It's a little simplified version of a classic trick called Triumph. This is a version that uses a technique called the Slop shuffle, and it's a really fun trick to do, super easy to do. You can learn this pretty quickly. Do a little bit of practice though, because you want to get it down. But I'll explain it to you right now. It's a really cool trick. It's based off an old technique called a slop shuffle, and it's also got a story that's sort of linked to like Vernon's story, Vernon's story in his original Triumph routine about a troublesome spectator, and the story is part of what makes the trick so powerful. So make sure you include the story about giving out the deck to be shuffled, and the guy shuffled them face up and face down. Now how do you deal with the face up and face down shuffle? Let's get into it. The way this works, it's like I said, it's a technique called the slop shuffle. It's very simple. It's very simple to do. It creates an illusion that the deck is being mixed face up and face down, but really they're not. The way you do it, you spread off some cards. I'm going to do it kind of over the shoulder view here so you can see from your perspective what it'll be. You spread off about 5 to 10 cards, and you flip those face up. And then you spread off another 5 to 10, flip those face up. And what you do is just flip your right hand back and forth through the deck. So you're just mixing them up, face up and face down. That's what it seems like. But in truth, in doing that action, what you end up with is about half the deck face up and the lower half face down. It just happens automatically if you do that technique. You flip some face up and you just flip the cards back and forth like that through the whole way. And the key to this slop shuffle is you got to do it sloppy and fast and make it look chaotic, right? That's the idea. But yeah, you end with about half the deck face up and about half the deck face down. So how do you solve this part now? Because at the end of the trick, when I showed you earlier, they were all face up, right? Well, this is simple too. The way you do this is at this point in the story, you're saying the guy shuffled the cards face up and face down. He gave the deck back to me, and he's like, "Okay, do a trick." And then, as if to illustrate what was going on in the story, you take the cards back from the guy. You say you took the cards back from the guy, and you say, "I got the deck back, and some cards were face up," and you cut off less than half. See, I'm cutting off less than half, so I'm cutting into the face up portion. You say some cards were face down, and you cut off more than half, so you're cutting into the face down portion, right? And then you say, I had cards face to face, cards back to back, and then you cut into the section to the point where the cards are back to back, right? So the top section is all face up, this bottom section is all face down. So you cut to the point. Usually there's a little break in the cards. I don't know if you can see that on video, but there's a little break just because cards naturally have a little bend to them usually, where the cards are back to back, right? Where the two halves are reversed back to back. You cut to that point and you say some cards were face to face, some cards were back to back. It was just a disaster. And in that gesture of it was a disaster, you reverse the left hand packet. Okay, you reverse the left hand packet. Now you put them back together. Do you see what's going on here? Now the entire deck is face up because I've reversed that lower half packet. It's a very simple trick to do. And yeah, practice it up, give it a whirl, and fool your friends and family with it. I'm going to run through it one more time just so you get one more view of what it looks like to perform, and then you can go practice it. And yeah, so a little while ago I was performing magic, and I always like to have the deck of cards shuffled at the beginning of a set because it makes people believe that the magic is more real. So I gave the deck of cards to someone to shuffle, and he takes the cards, he starts flipping them face up and face down. He goes through the whole deck and just shuffles them all up so they're all facing every which way. It was just a disaster. He gives me the deck back, and I look and I got some cards are face up, other cards are face down, some are probably back to back. Yeah, some are back to back, some are face to face. They're all over the place, right? It's just a disaster. He goes, "Okay, do a trick." I said, "All right, I'll see what I can do." Just give a snap. And in that instant, I caused every single card to right itself. And I was ready to do some magic. And now you're ready to do some magic. So go out, practice, work on this trick. Do a little bit of practice before you go out and perform it. That's the key to the magic. It's knowing the secret is not enough. You got to master the secret so it doesn't even seem like you're doing anything secret. It's got to be so smooth that people don't even suspect, let alone detect the secret. Go practice, have some fun, fool your friends, fool your family, blow their minds. McKinley, peacing out. If you want to see more performance and more tutorials and stuff, make sure you subscribe to this video. Thanks for tuning in to this far, and I hope you enjoy this trick. I hope it serves you well. It's a pretty fun little trick. I actually still use a version of this in my professional repertoire, believe it or not. So yeah, don't dismiss this as being too simple, because it's a pretty darn cool trick. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.